Get in.
Packed fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights of what the Garden City PD has.
There are no such things as devils or demons.
Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into another iceberg. I recently went on a iceberg little rabbit hole and I found actually a lot of icebergs that I want to do on the channel. This isn't going to become the iceberg channel. I'm still going to do a variety of videos in between, but I found several icebergs that I think would be really interesting and I really love doing these on the channel. So we're going to start getting into spooky season here. August is going to be coming to an end here soon, and to me, September and October are both Halloween, so get ready for some fun stuff coming up on the channel in the coming weeks. The iceberg that we are going to start today is also a very, it goes pretty deep, and there is a lot of material that we need to go through, so that also makes an iceberg fun. This iceberg is the CCTV paranormal footage iceberg. Ghosts caught on camera, weird unexplained things that have been documented. A lot of them actually are supposedly real. Unfortunately, I cannot find the creator of this iceberg. I cannot find anybody on Reddit that made it. Maybe I just missed it, but usually in the corner of the iceberg on the iceberg's website, it says the creator of the iceberg. This one doesn't have one. So if you are the creator of this iceberg and you would like credit, please send me an email and I will give you a shout out in the next video to explain who made this, but maybe it was a lot of people that made it. Not sure. If you don't know what an iceberg is, I explained this at the beginning of all iceberg series. An iceberg, very briefly, is a chart. Iceberg charts. It represents things that are the tip of the iceberg on the surface level, and then it goes down to the deepest depths where nobody would know. It gets more and more obscure as we get deeper down. So people make iceberg charts about any concept imaginable at this point, and there's a lot of creepy ones, but basically there's a bunch of topics within that topic that get more and more obscure and more creepy as we go down the list. This one has like 10 tiers and they all have quite a few videos in them. So we are going to do tier 1 and 2 today. And I'm pretty sure even with just that, it's going to be a pretty long video. So as always, grab a comfort beverage of your choice, snuggle up with a blanket, or if it's hot, your fans. This video does have a sponsor, so I'm going to roll to that and we'll get right into it. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Toon Blast. Toon Blast is a free-to-play mobile game. It's a relaxing, super fun puzzle game with over 7,000 levels. You get to blast cubes in order to solve the puzzle and move on to the next level. You could totally just play solo, or you can join a team and work with others to play for more rewards and compete against other players around the world during Toon Blast events. In between normal levels, there's also fun mini games where you get to save one of the characters from certain doom. I love the variety that this adds to the game and gives you a little extra challenge. The satisfaction of saving the character is also just very fun. I love playing this game while I watch TV after work, or when I need a little self-care break in the middle of my day and I just need some time to chill in between things. You guys know how that goes. They have super high ratings and almost 2.4 million reviews. Toon Blast is offering a little bonus for my viewers today. Just use my QR code that's on the screen or use the link in the description right below this video to get 3 hours of unlimited lives and 100 free coins. Download Toon Blast for free by clicking the link in the description, the pinned comment, or the scanned QR code on the screen right now. So like I said, the most interesting thing about this particular iceberg is that almost all the videos are allegedly true, or at least have not been officially debunked. There's been speculation on how things might have been done, but not officially 100% declared a hoax. As we go through this iceberg, you'll notice that a couple of them on this iceberg are in red while the others are in white. At the top, there's a key. This indicates anything in red on this iceberg indicates that it has been officially debunked as a hoax. However, I do find others in here that have been pretty definitively debunked that the creator or creators of this iceberg just missed. And of course, we'll go through those as well. I think this one's going to be really interesting because we're going to watch each video. We're going to go through each one and I'll give you some background on the video. And then I'm going to tell you whether I think it's true or not and whether it creeps me out or not. Spoiler alert, even if I don't believe some of these, they still really creep me out because they're really, really creepy. But my goal for this series is that along the way, not only will we see some videos that give us chills, but maybe for those of us that are skeptical, maybe some of these videos will make us a little less skeptical. All right, let's jump right into tier 1. The first in tier 1 is called What Are You Doing? And this one is from Reddit. I know it's weird. Most of these are CCTV footage or other video footage, but this particular one is just a recording, which, yeah, I know. So this is from a Reddit user, Red Wants Blue 80, and it was posted on January 2nd, 2014, so almost 10 years ago, and I'm just going to read the original post. I use an app called Sleep as Android to improve my sleep. One of the features is that it records your nighttime noises, snoring, sleep talk, cover ruffles, coughing, etc. I've been using the app since October 1st of 2013, and I've never caught anything other than sounds created by me changing positions or coughing or something like that. Although I've been told several times I talk in my sleep by other people. On December 30th at 2:04 a.m., I caught something very weird. To set up, this night I was sleeping in my bed. My 3-year-old was with me that night as he is scared of the dark. It was just the two of us in the whole house. The next night, I decided to go through and delete my recordings and saw this particular recording. In it, you can hear some clicks that start to get louder over the course of the recording. Eventually, you hear me say, "What are you doing?" And immediately after, there's a deep voice that says, "Nothing." The clicks become very loud at that point, and at the very end of the recording, you hear the same voice say, "That's them, I think." I'm pretty creeped out by this. I don't remember being awake that night. The only plausible explanation is that I answered my own sleep talking, but the voice doesn't even sound like me or something I could emulate. It definitely doesn't sound like a voice my preschooler could emulate either. I have no idea what the clicks could be. I keep a fan at night for white noise, but the clicks sound like they're coming from right near my phone, which is placed right by me on the bedside table. I want to say that I've picked up the clicks a few times on recordings before, but deleted them thinking it was nothing. This is the first time I've ever heard anything though. Okay, so let's listen to this recording real quick.
What are you doing? Okay. Okay.
Her post went fairly viral in Reddit terms, and somebody was kind enough to clean up the audio for us and get us a little more crisper of a recording, which I'll play for you right now.
What are you doing? Okay. Okay.
She went on to show graphs and screenshots of the date and time and a graph during that time in her app to help people get more information. She then posted a 6-second clip to compare a quote unquote normal part of what her night sounds like. She gave more updates as time went on. One of the updates says that she hasn't heard the voice since this event, which is quite a relief for her. Her updates have also said that she has increased her home security just in case, the off chance this was some sort of intruder. And also just that this whole thing has really, really scared her, made it really hard to be in the house. The last update was from 4/21/15, where she explained that there's still no resolution. She still doesn't know what the voice was. She has concluded that it could not have been her voice. There's no way she could have done it, but that they moved, and much to her relief, she doesn't live there anymore, so therefore there won't be any updates after this. The comments suggest one of two things. It was either a ghost or it was an intruder. I personally don't believe the intruder theory. I think that would be incredibly unlikely. Listen, if there was an intruder in your house, I think there would be more noise on your sleeping app that would be picked up. I think you'd hear a lot more chaos in the room. And then she never mentions anything about anything in her house being stolen or anything like that. And if an intruder came in and they didn't want to steal anything, but then they don't touch you, like most intruders, if they're not there to rob you, are there, unfortunately, to do something else. So it just doesn't make much sense to me that this would be some intruder that would just say something and then leave the room without making any other noise. The only other explanation that we kind of can conjure up for this is that perhaps since she does talk in her sleep, maybe she was answering herself in her sleep. And she denies that this could be the case because, like we already touched on, she said she or her son could not even get close to this voice that is sounding in the recording, which I do agree, the voice definitely sounds like a man. However, is it possible that when we are asleep, we can make voices that we're not capable of in our waking state? Just like, you know, how we can have dreams and our brains come up with these wild, wacky dreams that we would never be able to think of in our conscious state in a million years. You know what I mean? So that's one possible explanation, but I'm going to mark this one as left as a mystery because, yeah, I don't know. She seemed genuinely scared, and the fact that she seemed to move specifically, I'm sure there was other reasons, but one of the reasons seemed to be connected to being freaked out in the house. So, okay, not all of them are that long. I think that's actually, weirdly enough, the first one was the longest one on the list. So the next video is Body of a Pig. As you could see, this is the first red one on the iceberg, so this has been confirmed a hoax, but let's just watch the video first. It's only about a minute long.
Go sleep in the sun, put it down. Let me stick your camera through the hole first, there might be a body in there. What a chat with them too.
East what, so far? East wind?
Let me get in. Let me get in. Jesus, look at that, mate. It's exactly like the one over there, look.
Misty.
It's right underneath, isn't it?
A pretty compelling explanation for this was given to us by Scare Theater. We stan Scare Theater here on YouTube. He explained in his analysis that if you look closely at the hole in their video before the photo of this alleged creature, you can clearly see that the hole is completely empty and they photoshopped this creature on after the fact. He also sped up the EVP that is in this video and noticed that it sounds suspiciously similar to not only just a regular person making this sound and then altering the sound afterwards, but the person on the recording had the exact same accent as the people talking in the video. So, Scare Theater, if you don't mind, I'm going to add your clip of this EVP in my video for people to listen to. Ghost attack on CCTV footage is next. This one is from a YouTube channel that at the beginning of most of their videos threatens to copyright strike people who use any part of their videos, even under fair use. So it is weird because I looked at their channel and other videos that they post seem to be compilation videos of videos they got from other people. So nothing would probably happen, but I'm just not going to risk it because I really don't want to deal with the copyright strike over something so stupid. So I'm just going to explain this video and show you screenshots as I'm explaining it. It should work just fine. Not much happens in the video, and you can get an idea for what the video is about by looking at screenshots. So it starts with this guy sleeping. The curtains are moving a lot in the breeze. We see movement outside the window, and then in the biggest event of the video is the guy's blanket is suddenly pulled off of him by what seems like an unseen source. I call total BS on this one personally. First of all, the camera is just very conveniently set up in this one so that you can't see the person that is very obviously on the right side of the frame with a string of some sort attached to the blanket to pull it off and make it look like a ghost. We're going to talk about that a lot in this video, but notice how the blanket is conveniently pulled towards the area that you can't see in the camera frame. The thing down in the window that's moving, that's also just very easily set up. Somebody could just wear a mask. I don't even know if you need to wear a mask. You could just wear a hood, go outside, crouch down next to the window, and move a little bit back and forth and maybe be a little spazzy about it. Bada bing, bada boom. You have a ghost video combined with the really, really crappy quality that a lot of these videos have. Very, very easy to set up. Ghost throwing things in the kitchen. Many of you have probably seen this one. We're going to talk about this same creator later because another one of his videos comes up later in this iceberg. This is from May 14th, 2013. Let's just watch this one as well. I've also talked about this on my channel a few times before, but I have a very, very hard time with the whole ghosts wildly throwing stuff around the room like this, with the activity being so ridiculous. Seems very, very over the top to me. How would you ever keep your home cleaned if you had a ghost that was this vindictive and messy in your home? Like, how could you, seriously, you could not live in a place like this if there was actually an entity throwing things about the room in such a manner on a regular basis. That part just like logically makes no sense. I don't believe this one at all. However, I will admit that it's well made and I can't say exactly how they did it. It would be conceivable that some of this could be done by fishing line. However, there's so much activity. Like, this is movie level, like Paranormal Activity movie level activity, that it would be very difficult to accomplish all with fishing strings, obviously. But you have to always look at the fact, where's the camera? Why is it sitting right in that place where you can't see under the table? You can't see to the sides during this whole event. My best guess is that this stunt was some sort of combination of things, like multiple people working behind the camera, multiple different people working strings, probably somebody under the table with magnets or somehow having something attached to the mats to pull them off. Somebody probably outside of the window doing stuff. The other thing I always suspect is a green screen suit. However, this was made so long ago, like 10 years ago, like when Amazon was not as prevalent. Like nowadays, you could buy a green screen suit from Amazon for $20-$30. It'd be here in 2 days and you could make any ghost video that you want, right? I don't know if that was available back then. I don't know. This is one of those that I don't believe it, but I don't know why. I don't know how he did it. We will see later in the later video of this creator that we're talking about right now, we do find out he is a little bit of a magician. So I think there was some movie magic that made this work. And I think he has a leg up because of his magic tricks. So we'll talk about it later. Nightcrawler creatures. This is a good one. This is a very famous video. Let me show it to you first. If you've been on the internet at all, it's likely that you've seen this video floating around in the past. This is a video of the supposed Fresno nightcrawlers. Nightcrawlers are a type of, again, alleged cryptid, things that look like the lower half of somebody's body that walks around without an upper half. The show Fact or Fake tried to recreate this, and they could not do it definitively, so their conclusion was, we don't know. We couldn't confirm that it was a hoax. To me, I'm honestly confused about what the debate is for this particular video, because I don't, just personally, just to me, maybe I'm wrong, but this honestly looks like a guy and his kid, either a grown adult and a little person, or somebody with their short kid walking around in stilts. It looks like they have stilts on and a big flowy white costume on to make it kind of ambiguous of where their body parts are and where their torso is. And then they're walking around like, yeah, everybody's saying like it's very non-human walk because they're walking on some sort of platform. There's going to be another video of night crawlers, again, also in this tier, so we're going to talk about another way that this could be done as well. Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot film. If you haven't seen this particular video, it's almost certain that you've at least seen the famous photo from this video. This is that picture of a supposed female Bigfoot that somebody caught on their little adventure out in the woods. Patterson Gimlin refers to Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin, the two who allegedly got this real footage of a female Bigfoot. This video has been highly debated for decades, and people still cannot decide whether it's real or fake. Technically, to be fair, it has not been officially debunked. But I am fairly confident that this is fake just from skimming the Wikipedia page about this footage. Couldn't read the whole thing because that Wikipedia page is long, very, very long. But several people have come forward in the past and claimed to have been helpers in this entire hoax. The person who made the costume for this video, people that were involved in setting it up and everything like that. The person that made this costume specifically for the video, yes, would have been able to add muscles and add things underneath the costume to make the muscles look real. And for me, I never believe an alleged Bigfoot video just because I don't personally believe in Bigfoot. I have a hard time with cryptids in general, just because, like, if this was a real female Bigfoot, she came from her parents, right? Like, somebody made her, and like all mammals, presumably she's a mammal, like all mammals and most living creatures and things on the planet, their goal in life is to reproduce. If there was Bigfoot in the woods like this, I am very confident that somebody else would have gotten footage in this area by now of others, because like she's just on her own. She doesn't have a family or anything like that. Hard to believe something so humanoid wouldn't have others near her. Alien in a construction site. You probably already noticed that this one is red, but I'll show you the clip. Yeah, so I actually kind of feel bad for this guy, for this creator, because if you look at his full channel, it looks honestly like he was trying to make an ARG. All of his videos are very similar and obviously very fake slash set up. I'm not sure, like, I'm not convinced he was trying to convince people that it was real. I think he was trying to make a horror series, and because there wasn't a very obvious plot, it kind of missed the mark. I think he was trying to make a horror series online to go viral or just to entertain people, and people just didn't get it. I think the problem with this is because he followed the formula of so many other paranormal videos. That's why a lot of people just assumed he was trying to convince people of ghosts, and he just didn't quite, just kind of missed the mark there. So, sorry, my guy. The videos are not bad. All right, Eastern State Prison Ghost. This video has sadly been deleted from YouTube, and I could not find it by a Google search or looking anywhere else. So I have no idea what this is referring to. All I could find on this place, like, yeah, it is an allegedly very haunted penitentiary. Shows have gone there and done investigations, but I can't tell what the actual like video that this Iceberg is referring to. So that's all I know about that one. I'm so sorry. If somebody can figure out or is familiar with the video that it's referring to, feel free to email it to me and I will cover it in the next part. Okay, ghost car disappears during police chase. This one's real fun and real different.
This mysterious driver tricks cops into thinking he's about to pull over, then all hell breaks loose. The officers watching this tape get only a quick glimpse of the man behind the wheel. It's the last look they'll get. For a moment, it appears as if the driver and his car have disappeared into thin air. But in the blink of an eye, the driver comes into view again. This time, he tries to outrun the police rather than just vanish. His moves are still baffling to the police as he swerves all over the road, driving like a man possessed. And just when he's really thrown the cops for a loop, he gets back on a straightaway, showing off a seemingly supernatural speed.
We're still approaching S16.
In just a moment, he's going to make a turn into the Twilight Zone. Watch. The fence at the end means no way out, or does it? Even watching it again, cops are unable to make sense of it. All they see is an intact fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights of what the Garden City PD has come to call the ghost car.
So Fact or Faked, again, also looked into this particular video. They first tried to recreate it by a car going over, like, quickly going over a ditch, and perhaps that launched the car into the air and the car somehow jumped this fence, but they essentially determined that that was not the case. That would not have been possible, at least extraordinarily unlikely. So then they tried to see what would happen if they went under the fence, and sure enough, they were able to recreate the video by breaking the fence in certain places on the bottom, and the car can successfully go through and put the fencing back kind of where it was so you couldn't tell. There is a few seconds after he disappears behind the fence and before the cops look at the fence, so the fence could conceivably have gone back to the way it was. But either way, this criminal got so lucky. He probably saw the fence in the distance and was, he was on a police chase. He was trying to get away and he thought, well, hope my car goes through. This is it. Hoping this works. And got so lucky that the fence was weak in the right places where he could go through. Maybe he knew the area and he knew the fence was like that. So maybe that's why he went to it, but it obviously worked and he got away. Anyway, fun footage, not a ghost car. Girls see ghost and run. I covered this on one of my very earlier one of the first videos that really was a success on my channel, what I consider to be a success. And that was when I covered 5 lesser known internet mysteries. I did not continue that series because, surprise, it's very, very difficult to find internet mysteries that are lesser known. Most of them are known, but still fun video. When I first saw it, I totally bought it. Totally bought into this one and definitely thought that it was real or something unexplainable. Just a heads up, in this one, there's kind of it's not a jump scare, but one of the girls suddenly screams. You don't see anything in the video. The video's not graphic whatsoever, but the girl is going to randomly scream and it does kind of startle you a little bit. Just FYI. Okay, let's watch it.
Yeah. What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all. What was that? Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls. Nothing, Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
So this seems to be the video. Mom is filming the girls, and it seems to be one of the mom's daughters. One of the girls is the daughter, and the other one is a friend. At least that's what the description says. What most people now who don't believe this video think it is that there's that room behind them and you can't see around the corner in the video. It seems like somebody must be behind there with a mask or a costume on, probably dad or some other friend, and they're playing a prank on these 2 girls. One, why is mom just randomly filming the girls eating lunch at the precise perfect moments? That's a little convenient. And then secondly, if you listen very carefully at the end, the girls are crying into her arms and mom is stifling a laugh, which also makes us believe that she must have been in on it and knew that this was going to happen. If your girls were that scared of something and you didn't know what they were looking at, you would be checking it out. You would be terrified, right? So pretty sure that this was just a prank on the poor girls, and kind of a cruel prank in my opinion. I mean, maybe I'm being overly sensitive, but that just seems like something really mean to do to your kids and then to laugh about it. When I was a kid, my dad did something similar to me where he had this really scary Halloween mask, and I hated this mask. I hated it when he got it out because it scared me so much. And one time he did like pop out of a closet at me with the mask on, or like he went across the room and then he turned around and the mask was on, and it scared me so bad. I ran to my mom, was crying, right? My dad didn't laugh. He thought it was going to be funny, but then he realized very quickly that he made a grave error in judgment. And I just remember he felt absolutely terrible. He like took the mask off immediately, explained to me that he was kidding and that he was joking and that he was sorry. Like, he felt really bad. It's very weird to me, like playing mean pranks on kids. Like, I don't really get. I think there's fun pranks you can play on kids that are harmless, and that is to like tell them they're going to get their teeth cleaned or something and like get their reaction, and then in the actuality they're going to Disneyland. Like, that's a fun prank. That would get lots of views on YouTube. Like, why not do something like that? But anyway, I digress. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the original Fresno Nightcrawler. So I'll show you the clip as I'm talking because there's not much to say about this one, as it's very similar to the Nightcrawler video that we watched a few videos ago. So there's allegedly 2 different videos in this area of Nightcrawlers, different incidents. Again, very likely that this is doctored footage. The other one looked like somebody in a costume to me and on stilts, but this one definitely looks more like just camera editing. There's a YouTuber named Captain Disillusion, and he debunks a lot of these types of videos. He made a video explaining how he could recreate something very similar to this with his own video editing. He like holds a melon down on his waist, and then he takes out the top half of him and makes it look like just his bottom half is walking along. That makes the most sense to me because it would also be even easier to edit it out if it was from such a far distance. And again, the video quality is bad. So, petrifying footage. This one goes to a short compilation, but I believe the one that they are showing us is the infamous locker video. A lot of you will have recognized this when I show you. So here's the clip. This one is also in red because it's also been debunked many times. It seemed to be this school that this was filmed at, and the school was trying to make a viral video. First of all, as you could see in the video, there is right behind the lockers that are moving, there's a window literally right behind the only locker that is moving. None of the other ones move. So it's most likely somebody outside of the window with the window open, and they are rocking this locker from behind. The books flying out of the locker could easily be a fishing line or string. Somebody off camera pulls them and it forces the locker open. That locker conveniently doesn't have a lock on it, and it pulls stuff out. String most likely for the wet floor sign as well. Again, it goes towards the area of the video of the camera frame where we can't see. And then most damning evidence is the security footage in general. So first of all, this is not CCTV footage like they're trying to make it look like. This is definitely a camera on a ladder or a tripod, because if you look in the video very closely, there is a camera on the upper right corner of the video, and it is a real security camera. So first of all, why would they need multiple cameras for the same area? And second of all, why is this one like level with everything, whereas if it was a security camera, it should be up high? It's several feet higher than what it looks like this video was taken. And again, if this was also not a hoax, why don't they show us a security camera from the real CCTV footage? Because it would show the person off screen helping to doctor and set this up. All right, Blockbuster Ghost is next. Let's jump right into this one and I'll show you the clip. So I really like this one. If this one is not set up, it seems like this ghost is very friendly and just has a sense of humor and is playing with the employees. So this was a Blockbuster in Mexico, and I saw on several different comments like random people saying how they knew this location, this particular Blockbuster, and that employees, like it was a revolving door of employees quit this particular location all the time or would request to be transferred to a different Blockbuster close by because of the hauntings in this Blockbuster. Like a lot of the employees thought this place was haunted and did not like working there because of it. So point ghost for that one, if all those rumors are true. I also just want to appreciate how this video was shot. Unlike the last video, it is very clearly actually a security camera, or at least if it's not, they did a good job setting up what looks like a security camera because it's taken from up high. I also just like that the activity that happens in this video is not over the top like other videos. That also makes it more believable to me. Jury's out on this one though. I mean, I do think it's a little suspicious the way the cart moves off to the side, again, kind of towards the aisle that's blocked from the security footage, and it doesn't like go perfectly forward. And then the DVD's falling down. Again, it's kind of like, it's really hard to make a call when we can't see the other side of that shelf. And I just have a feeling if this, I'm not saying the Blockbuster wasn't haunted, maybe it was, but if this particular video was real, like, again, why aren't they showing us cameras from other angles? There was obviously security cameras in the store. There had to have been more than one. Full body apparitions. So this is from a YouTuber account. Her first name is Shannon. I'm not going to go through this entire video because it's very long, but I will show you highlights from it. So here are those clips.
Are you here?
Are you in the boys' room?
Shut up, don't be serious.
Answers to what happened to you. If something bad happened.
I'm scared to walk in the dark and I'm terrified.
Move that back towards that.
I'm following him. Why?
I didn't follow him at all.
I'm not even moving it.
You finally moved.
This door's stuck.
Get the fuck out of here. Do you need help? Are you stuck here?
Move the camera if you need help.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Allow me to shed some light on the subject. Next spring, two of the
So her entire YouTube channel is about this haunting, and honestly, I don't know what to believe. I know this sounds very out of character for me because especially like people that make TikTok accounts devoted to their haunted house, I'm almost always like, yeah, okay, sure, calm down. Like that's not real. You're trying to go viral. This one, I honestly don't know, and I'll tell you why. A big part of me just instinctively believes her, but of course take that with a grain of salt. Like, I've been wrong many times before, but I do appreciate that her footage also doesn't seem exaggerated. She obviously set up the cameras around her house because weird things were happening. not to conveniently catch something that they set up, like weird things around the house were happening. So she set up the cameras. I also appreciate that the cameras seem to be motion censored. There's several of them that move with the motion in the video. So nobody's like controlling the frame of the camera, like what you can and can't see. She's talked to many people. She's had her house blessed. She like seems to actively be trying to, you know, throw the kitchen sink at it to see if there's anything that she could do to get a little peace. She even made a YouTube video just showing all of her Facebook updates from over the years to prove that back when she moved into this place, she was starting to experience weird things, and way before she posted any videos about it. And again, I'm inclined to believe that she was legitimately scared, whether it was a ghost or not, because these Facebook posts, I don't know, they don't seem doctored to me. Of course, I'm not an expert, but still, they seem pretty genuine to me. And then again, she moved out specifically because of this haunting, because they could not take the weird things going on in the house. She didn't go viral with any of these videos. Her most popular video is sitting at about 161,000 views, which is very good. I'm not poo-pooing the view count or anything like that. It's a lot. It's just not really considered like viral, right? Viral's usually millions of views. She continued to document this in spite of not getting attention for it. Like her other videos were not going viral, got a couple thousand views, and it genuinely seems like she was just posting them to keep documentation for herself of the things going on. Some of the videos that she posted, like I couldn't see anything going on, and she would say like, did you see that little thing? I didn't see anything happening in the video, which again, when people are actually convinced that they are haunted, they do start to make things out of nothing, which makes me more inclined to believe that she is genuinely scared or was scared. So the apparition, that's what this video is about. That's what the weirdest part of her video is, of course, that went viral. And it does look very strange. I don't have an answer for it, but I do have a question for not even my skeptical people, but like my hard no ghosts people out there. Like I just did this poll. I know some of you don't believe in ghosts whatsoever, which is totally fine. Like that's totally your right. But I just have a question for you. Like, what do you say to somebody like this who, not say Shannon in particular, but if somebody in your life came up to you and was like genuinely scared and was trying to show you videos of all these weird things happening and all of this proof, and you don't believe in ghosts at all. So like, what do you say to them? Do you just like, it feels very gaslighty to be like, you know, it's all in your head, or there's some explanation and you don't know what it is and stuff like that. Like that doesn't seem like a very kind thing to tell somebody when they're genuinely scared. So I'm just curious of like, for those of you that really, really hard no on ghosts, like how you would handle a situation like that. I'm very skeptical of ghosts myself, but this kind of thing does make me wonder. And perhaps there was a logical explanation. Perhaps something was wrong with her house. Perhaps somebody was living in her attic. Like we know that has happened on occasion, which is very scary. But that ghostly apparition, like, I don't know. I don't think there could be a logical explanation for it. Maybe something with the lighting or a glitch in the camera or something like that. But I personally don't think she added it. All right. Ghost in baby's room. I'm just going to show this one to you first. I'm very confused as to why this video, so many people attribute this to a demon or a ghost or the baby being possessed or something like this. When I see this video, I literally just see a baby standing up on the side of their crib. Yes, it is very strange, but it's not impossible, right? Perhaps because of the video quality and angle, we can't see that the cribs, the edge is actually thicker than it looks in the video. And maybe this baby is easily able to balance on it. Or maybe, again, the baby was sleepwalking and unconscious, and our unconscious mind is perhaps capable of things that our conscious mind are not. I don't think this is paranormal. I think this baby had a nightmare and was getting up to cry for his mom. All I could say is that I really hope somebody came to check on him after he fell, because that did not sound like a good fall. That sounded real painful. It sounded like he maybe like hit his head on the side of the crib. So I really hope that they just weren't showing us that somebody came in the room right after to check on this baby, because the parents even were interviewed by, I think, Inside Edition, some source like that, and they were like, oh no, it's real. We don't know what is going on, and trying not to parent judge. But the video looks not great. Like, your baby got hurt. Go check on them. But again, try not to judge, because I don't know the full story. And I'm not a parent. All right. Japan tsunami ghost. This one is also very silly to me. If this is a ghost, it looks like Casper. A lot of people in the comments are suggesting a reasonable explanation for this one, and I agree with them that this is some sort of propane gas container exploded in the water, and it's the propane gas being released into the air, something like that. Like, how... I don't see how it's like, oh, it's a ghost. There's a tsunami happening. Things are going everywhere. There's water everywhere. Like, yeah, if you put a camera on anywhere during a tsunami, something would look paranormal, because that is not a situation that anybody is used to seeing. The power of weather events is very strong, and so weird looking things are going to happen on camera. Like, very weird to me. Did not even look like a ghost. I know that there's other alleged ghosts in other tsunami events, but maybe that's later in this iceberg. I don't know. But this one is definitely not. Ouija board gone wrong at Halloween is next. All right, we've circled back. Remember that guy I was talking about with the kitchen video we watched earlier, and how I was like, this guy's a magician. I don't know how he did this, but I know that it's fake. Well, here we are. This is that same creator. Let's watch his video first.
Halloween. We're gonna try this again. Didn't work out too well last time. I'm a bit like this. If you didn't see what happened last time, I'll annotatify it up there somewhere. 1, 2, 3. I didn't swear. I don't know. I'm tempted to run out the garden. I really can't do anything with that anyway. Okay, but the noise is going on. Alright, that's pretty much garden time. The power of Christ compels ye. I feel like a fool. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of... I'm using my Ouija board to protect myself. The power of Christ compels ye. That's terrible. Garden time.
So this really nailed down for me why I believe all of his videos are fake now. Because first of all, the glass breaking, very nice. That's a magic trick. I'm about to reveal how this common magic trick is done. So if you don't want to hear it, you might want to plug your ears or don't mute me for a few seconds. But you can buy these things called baloney bottles. They are heated in a certain way. Glass is actually pretty damn cool. They're heated in a certain way so that the outside is very durable. You can tap the outside and handle it like normal glass and it will be totally fine. But the inside is not. If even a small object, a penny or something, if you swish it around in the bottle, it will break. Lots of musicians love this trick. They love making it seem like they are breaking a bottle without barely touching it, right? So in this particular video, though, it's not a magician breaking the glass. It's a supposed ghost breaking the glass before his Ouija board session. I don't know precisely how he made this bottle break. I'm sure it's a baloney bottle and there's somebody under the table with a magnet moving something around on the edges of the bottle that we can't see or something to that effect. But I'm positive that that's how he did that. And again, the camera angle, like, I know I sound like a broken record, but he's sitting at a table and we can't see under the table. How convenient. Somebody probably doing a magnet or some sort of trick to make the bottle shatter underneath there, and then they go out from under the table and start pulling things out of the kitchen behind him. Once again, and this is going to come up time and time again, so just, sit back and enjoy it. But again, notice how all the things flying out of the kitchen are going towards the table, towards the place on the camera where you cannot see. That is out of frame. I guarantee you just somebody is helping him with this. His whole channel is totally fake. I'm calling it. He's a good magician though. I will give him that, because being a magician will help you trick people better in ghost videos. It's not a cut and dry answer. You could do things that really, really do seem impossible. Swinging ghost. You've probably seen this one as well. This made it on the news for a little bit.
He ain't afraid of no ghost. When Scott Denton took his children to the park in Warwick, Rhode Island, he says he saw a real-life poltergeist.
The kids didn't want to get out of the truck. They were all nervous.
He posted on social media, and since then the video has gone viral with over 6 million hits.
Recorded the whole event. The kids kind of started getting freaked out. I started getting like goosebumps on my neck.
Skeptics weighed in online with comments like, "The ghost is usually called wind, and the other swings are moving. It's the wind." But Scott says that wasn't possible.
The kids noticed the swing was kind of doing its own thing on its own, and it wasn't windy out.
Scott's convinced that what he saw wasn't normal, but paranormal.
I want people to know that it's authentic. Nothing's been manipulated. It's the real deal.
Sigh. Okay, the things that people can do with strings. Watch the video again. Watch the way it is swinging. The people in this video very easily, they could have tied a fishing line to the top part of one side of the swing, and then put a long line of the fishing line so that somebody could be off camera to the left and they're pulling the string over there, explaining why the swing is only swinging lopsided and still always going in the same direction. And then when he shows us in the video, like, no one's here, he scans over to the right at the park to show that nobody's here, but conveniently he does not pan to the left almost at all, where the person would be holding the string to manipulate the swing. This is also, in my opinion, confirmed by the girl, his daughter, in the interview. Look at her face in this video. She totally she's grinning. I got away with it and my dad got me on the news. Like, look at her face. Maybe she was just nervous for being on the news, but come on. Okay, that is going to be it for tier 1. Let's move on to tier 2. All right, the first for tier 2 is quote unquote the world's scariest ghosts. Oh my God, this is an Ed and Lorraine Warren one. I'll show you the clip first.
People say, this guy's going back into the medieval ages. There are no such things as devils or demons. Yes, there are.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
The Warrens feel that some of the most compelling evidence ever recorded has been videotaped by them in this Connecticut home. For months, the family, whose faces are obscured to protect their identity, have been tormented by what they fear is a poltergeist. Ed attempts to communicate with the troubled spirit.
1 knock for yes, 2 for no. Are you a man? Are you a boy?
The mother leans against the kitchen table, her hands in full view as Ed continues asking questions.
You want the people in this house to move? 1 knock for yes, 2 for no. Yes. Okay. Who is it that you don't like the most here? Is it? Is it? Is it their father? Is it their mother?
Oh my God.
Okay. I command you to reveal your identity.
Next, Ed decides to confront the poltergeist alone.
Give me some sign. Is that you moving something? Give me some sign that you're here. What I did was use religious provocation. I have to provoke it into some type of outward manifestation. And that was my point in doing that. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to reveal your identity.
On the following night, the family reports that the poltergeist seems to be more active than ever. Only now, its attention is focused on the family's 10-year-old daughter.
The little girl is trying to do her homework, but you can see that the chair keeps sliding backwards. You're holding it down, aren't you? It's got that much strength to it. Now, if you watch, you can see the little girl's legs are up on the rungs of the chair. She's not pushing herself up from the floor. The mother is not tipping that chair backwards. No. Nobody is touching that table. The table moves of its own volition.
The Warrens quickly arrange for 3 priests to perform an exorcism in the home, and the disturbance ends. But for how long?
Okay, so full disclosure before I talk about this, I am not an Ed and Lorraine Warren fan. I think they were full of shit. I don't believe anything they said. I think they were scamming everybody to make money. I think they were con artists. I'm so sorry. Some people are going to get so mad because I know a lot of people stan them. But yeah, I should make a video about it someday because there has been some inconsistencies in a lot of their stories. And I think there being activity, I think helps them, right? Like the more money they make, the more attention they get, the more jobs they get. So anyway, this video in particular, I'm just, no. This video was completely set up. If you don't think ghost shows set things up all the time, sorry, but touch grass because they definitely do all the time. I get it. It's fun to believe. But this one, again, notice how when the chairs move, they just move towards the camera where somebody would be off camera pulling them from a string. Like, why don't ghosts ever move objects away from the camera? And this little girl is totally rocking this chair back and forth. This could be so easily faked with one of her feet. And the mom is pushing her in and she is repeating it. They're being filmed, and so they're exaggerating everything for the purpose of being on TV. It happens all the time. Sorry. I'm so sorry to Ed and Lorraine Warren fans. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, and I hope I didn't, but yeah, I just, they have ulterior motives, in my opinion. Because I think they're both dead. Okay, ghost at Carlisle Castle Hotel in Australia. Okay, again, I'm just going to show you the clip first. All right, let's just break this clip down into the 3 parts that it's in the 3 different clips of this bar. So the first one, this is very obvious to me that this is not a ghost. I bet you all the money in my bank account that the security camera is close to a vent and something is stuck to the vent. And so the breeze, the airway is making it wave around. It's close to the camera, so it looks transparent because the camera can't focus on it. It's either that or there's a cobweb attached to the camera, like on the bottom, and the cobweb got some dust on it, and so it's waving around. It's drifting in the draft by the camera. There's no way that's a ghost. Easy explanation. Okay, the second part, I find it suspicious that we can't see over here in the camera. I'd bet anything that somebody's crouching down. They have a string attached to a couple bottles, and there's a guy pulling on the string who is crouched down. And then the very last part, if you missed it because the footage is so grainy, it's this thing flying off the counter. This is probably the most convincing video of the 3 for me personally. There are a ton of patrons in the bar who see it too. Like, you can tell this one guy here is like, whoa dude, what was that? But again, I have a hard time when this could so easily be set up. You could totally just tell people sitting at the bar that they want to do this hoax. If the bar is haunted, though, maybe that third one is real and the other 2 they added to make it more convincing. I don't know. When I've gone on ghost tours here in Seattle in Pioneer Square, and we've done like the bar tours, the haunted bar tours, I have gone to bars where the people that work at the bar do swear that they've seen ghost activity and that things like that happen, where things fly off the shelf randomly and stuff like that. So maybe that one is haunted. If ghosts are real, this bar is haunted. Those first 2 were fake to make it more convincing, but maybe the last one's real. I don't know. Again, that's pure speculation, of course. So, all right, morgue door slamming by itself. This is a really interesting one. This is supposedly a door slamming in a morgue. It's not a door to a room, though. A lot of the comments were saying that this is actually a school, though, and that they just made up the story about it being a morgue to make it even creepier. Again, I can't explain this particular video. I have no doubt that it's set up. I personally do not think that this is some weird haunting. I will just say the reason I think that is because, again, I find it very suspicious that the lights are flickering like that in such a creepy manner, but then goes off right as he approaches the door. They turn off completely so we can't see anything, and then they turn on again, almost as if they needed those few seconds to cut a string or have somebody run around the corner, like something like that was set up. Again, I cannot tell you how this was done. I have no idea how they did it. I just have a feeling that it is set up, mostly by it conveniently going black at the perfect time. Truly terrifying poltergeist. Okay, I have a lot of opinions about this one. This is a 6-minute video, so I am going to show you most of it because the whole video is kind of important. I'll try to cut out some of it, though, if some parts are unnecessary. So here's that video.
Baby, hey,
Phoebe. Where are you, girl? Phoebe. Phoebe. Hey, what's the matter, girl? Come here. What's the matter? Are you okay? Come here. Come on up. Phoebe, come on. Phoebe, what's the matter, girl? What's the matter? You okay? What do you hear? What is it? What is it, girl? Honey. Are you okay? What the hell was that? What is that? Definitely something up here. What? The hell? Jesus Christ.
All right. So my conclusion on this one is also that it is fake, in my opinion. I will tell you how I think he did this. For the dog being scared, I think there's two different possible explanations for that. As someone with a dog who also likes hiding under the bed, like she literally, if she's not on the bed, if I'm upstairs, if she's not on the bed, she's under the bed staring at me from under the bed. Yes, it is very creepy, but she loves being under the bed because it's like a cave, you know? Dogs love burrowing, and it feels like a cave. They feel very safe. If they hear some weird noise in the house, like that's where they go because they're going to feel the most secure there. She also likes it because she can avoid me when I need to put her harness on, stuff like that. So it's not weird that the dog is under the bed in the first place. When the dog comes out, I honest to God believe that this guy filming is holding something that the dog is scared of. Like my dog, for example, terrified of balloons. Like if I was holding a balloon in my hand and it was like floating and I started making like squeaky sounds on it with my fingers, my dog would very much not appreciate it. And she would act very similar to this and probably go hide away from me. I bet he's doing something like that to make the dog react like this. That, or as we're going to talk about in a minute, there's somebody in his attic helping him with this whole setup and he's banging on the attic ceiling and stuff. And that is spooking all his animals, as it should, because that's scary. Anyway, let's go up to the attic and notice how there is a giant brick pillar right there that he never shows us behind. promise you, someone is standing behind there and making the banging noises on the floor and moving stuff around at the end. Again, yet again, conveniently, only things right next to this pillar move, and they move in the direction behind the pillar. They must just move to the other side of the pillar when he's filming in that area. This could be so easily set up. So the next one is doll caught moving. Again, I'll just explain this one while I show it to you. I have no idea about this one. No clue. There's just not enough context. I love this video regardless. It's creepy as hell. I'm guessing it could be some sort of weird mechanical error in the doll. Honestly, I have no idea. A lot of people in the comments of various videos of this clip kind of find it weird that she screams before she looks at the doll. I don't know. I don't think that's that weird. People who have translated the Spanish have said that the person who's filming her is like saying, oh my God, look at the doll. And so she probably assumed that there was a spider on it or something before she even looked at it. I have no idea. I am guessing a possible logic explanation as well is that this was a prank. As again, somebody who's translated the Spanish in this video says that like, oh, this is so-and-so with her new doll that she just got for her 15th birthday, assuming that would be a parent. And maybe the parents set it up to make it move because they wanted to scare their daughter or something like that. Headless ghosts. Okay, I will admit this one is very creepy. This is a 4-minute full video. I'm going to just show you a few seconds of it because literally nothing happens in the rest of the video. So here you go. This is another one that I find suspicious, but I can't explain it. The only logical explanation is that maybe it's one of the people in the group that's walking towards the camera right in front of the window. And so the lens, it's like a lens flare on the camera from the very bright window reflecting. However, it does seem weird. I've watched this video several times, that clip, that part, and it does seem like this creature, entity manifests out of thin air. So that is very weird. So if this is not edited, that's a very weird video. Again, my guess would be on video editing, but this was from 15 years ago when it's not like everybody had TikTok. Like, you know, nowadays, the majority of people know how to edit a simple video and know how to use editing tools. And I feel like 15 years ago, it wasn't all like readily available to us. There wasn't a bunch of free editing softwares and everything, but I don't know, maybe I'm being naive there. Very strange video, very creepy video nonetheless. Phoenix Lights. I am very confused as to why this one is not redded out on this iceberg because this has been pretty well debunked.
Today marks 26 years since the mysterious Phoenix Lights appeared over the valley.
And we still don't know what it was, but there are plenty of theories out there. It was the evening of March 13th, 1997. People across Arizona, especially here in the valley, reported seeing a silent, miles-long V-shaped group of lights gliding quietly overhead. Was it a military mission, a prank perhaps, or visitors from outer space? The questions and confusion over the sighting have only grown during the prevailing years.
At the time, authorities came out and said that there's a very simple explanation for these. They were military flares and that it was just the military. That has not been the definitive answer. People are still debating this video to this day. I'm not sure why. They look very much like military flares to me, especially when you look up military flares at night. Other videos of it look exactly like this. So I'm very confused as to why this hasn't been marked as debunked, but whatever. I don't think this one was aliens whatsoever. I think these were military flares. UFO on the moon. Again, second one in a row. This one should definitely be in red. This is definitely confirmed to not be real. Captain Disillusion, again, we used him earlier because he debunks a lot of this kind of stuff. He debunked the Nightcrawler thing, and he debunked this one as well. I will try to remember to link his channel down below. He doesn't need my help. He has millions of subscribers, but still just as a courtesy because he helped out with several explanations in several of the videos in this video. So anyway, okay, he shows in his video, you could go watch his original video if you want the full explanation, but he shows in his video how this is most definitely all CGI, not just the little rocket ships, but the moon in general is CGI. But in spite of all the CGI and the proof that it was all completely created on computer software, there is another reasonable explanation. Again, credit goes to Captain Disillusion and the guest star on this video. This is not something I came up with on my own, but it is very obvious after you think about it. But he made the point in his video that there are thousands of people around the world watching the moon through a telescope at any given time, right? Like, just statistically, with billions of people, there would be thousands at any given time with the telescope watching the moon. Given that, that means that there would have to be at least hundreds, if not thousands of people watching the moon at the exact same time this person was supposedly watching the moon, and therefore somebody else around the world would have seen this same phenomenon and would have gotten a video of it, or would have at least been able to corroborate the story from a different country or a different area. Flying Girl in Russian Wood. This one is also, again, just like the moon one, very much proven to be a hoax. And yet again, Captain Disillusion also pretty well debunked this one on his channel, though not as definitively as the moon one. Here is the clip.
Tarzan, опор! А теперь ко мне. Ко мне, Тарзан. Ко мне, я говорю. Тарзан! Тарзан, я сказал, ко мне! Тарзан, ко мне! Что это? Тихо, тихо, Тарзан. Тарзан, тихо, тихо, Тарзан. Боже мой, что это было?
It's very obvious to most people that this girl was suspended on a harness and ropes or some kind of thing like that in the trees. And then those ropes and things like that were just edited out of the video afterwards. And they did some other camera tricks to make it look like the video was lower quality and shot by an amateur when it very likely was not. This is proven by a couple of things. First of all, the girl and her mother running away, like the camera conveniently cuts back as the dog's barking, cuts back to them, right? So you don't actually see her descend. You just see her up in the air, and then all of a sudden she's on the ground and they're running away. Like, that's suspicious. And then secondly, if you look very closely and zoom in on the girl, you could see a big hole behind on the back of her jacket where the harness / ropes probably were. Another reason why they probably made sure to film it from such a far distance and make the footage kind of bad. Man gets lost in the catacombs of Paris. The theory that he was chased. For some context, first, this is allegedly real found footage. Supposedly, the story goes somebody found a camcorder in the Paris catacombs, that they found this in the early 1990s after a man took this footage down in the Paris catacombs and then mysteriously disappeared after that. Hasn't been seen since, but we have this video, so take a look.
These arrows point in a direction. Occasionally also, he stops to photograph roomfuls of bones, which means that he's very, very deep inside the catacombs. So basically, he's filming what he's seeing very deep inside the catacombs, other than the point of view shots or pictures of human bones. The catacombs for centuries. So it is possible with these paintings that we may be able to retrace an itinerary to some extent. After about 4, we hear his breathing get louder and louder. as though something was scaring him. He's frightened. He's frightened. Occasionally he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden, we hear his breathing get louder and louder, as though something was scaring him. He's frightened. He's frightened. Occasionally he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden, this video camera
It's theorized that somebody got down into the Paris catacombs and somehow went past the area where you're allowed to go and got to the area where it's illegal to go. If you don't know, the Paris catacombs is actually incredibly huge. There's only a small section that is open to the public, again, for supervised tours, not, I don't believe people just go down there randomly. So anyway, the story goes he went down there on his own. He went to the area he wasn't supposed to. He got lost, and then something or someone started chasing him, as evidenced by the footage of him kind of seeming frantic and running in the footage. We see whatever the heck this thing is, and then he drops the camera and it seems like he runs away, never to be seen again. Presumably it's haunted down there and something got him. Now, if anywhere in the world is haunted, it would be the Paris catacombs, right? If ghosts end up being real, it's the Paris catacombs that would definitely be haunted, because there's millions of remains, of human remains down there. But the story continues. So people that are also, there's these people that are apparently very passionate about the catacombs. I think they're like cataphiles or something like that. They're very passionate about it. And there's other people that sneak into the illegal areas. But supposedly a group of these people found the camcorder and turned it into this documentary filmmaker. There is also, that I know of or that I could find, no footage of the original video. The video is only in the context of this documentary made about the Paris catacombs, with this narration that you heard in the video talking over the video, that there's no copy of it available without it being in the context of a documentary, which suspicious. By the way, the documentary was from a TV show, The Scariest Places on Earth. The other huge question that many of you may be feeling right now is that if some random people found the camcorder, why did they give it to a TV station or a TV show? Why didn't they give it to the police? It does seem very, very strange, especially if this was a possible missing person. Nobody's ever identified the guy who supposedly went missing. Just some things aren't adding up here. Is it technically possible? Yes. I mean, I think that's why this video is so creepy, because it is not out of the realm of possibility that somebody went down there. They either got paranoid and claustrophobic and they started seeing things, or there's some kind of entity down there that started chasing them and they were never seen again. Like, if there was never a police report or anything, maybe it's conceivable that it wouldn't have ended up with the police, but you'd think you'd ask the police before giving it to a documentary. But hey, what do I know? So anyway, I just know that this video is incredibly creepy, whether it's real or not. The Paris catacombs are scary. So San Diego Sphere. I might go crazy in this iceberg because I do love a lot of these videos. I love videos that are creepy, even if I think they're fake. But this one, like, come on, you guys, I'm tired. This video is like more than 10 minutes long, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing. Nothing happens. It's just footage of this thing. So here you go. So yes, that is in fact a balloon, not a spaceship. I'm so sorry. I'm I'm being a brat. Okay. People are asking, oh, well, if that's a balloon, then why isn't it like flying around in the wind? Like balloons are so light. Like, I don't know. That's because it's not a balloon from a little girl's birthday party. It's a weather balloon, you silly goose. We've talked about weather balloons before. Weather balloons are giant balloons, but they're specifically made to go to high altitudes to collect information and send information back down to probably meteorologists and weatherologists, I don't know, whoever tracks that kind of stuff. And they measure the atmosphere, the wind, the pressure, stuff like that. And they send that information back down to us. They're very helpful. They're heavy. They have lots of equipment attached onto them, which is why they don't look like regular balloons. It's not an alien. The last one for today, the last one on tier 2, and the last one we're going to cover in this video is woman's face changes in haunted witch prison. This video is so creepy. This is another one. Don't care if it's real or not. So creepy. I hate it. Here is the clip.
What the fuck? Your face has completely changed. Doesn't even look like a person.
Right, Debbie, you need to come down here for a minute, please.
So the Travel Channel's YouTube channel even got a video where they were interviewing the girl in this video. And I thought that it was going to be a video of them interviewing her and her being like, oh yeah, nothing happened. Like it was just this or the way the camera was. And she doesn't. She's like, oh no. The story goes they were doing a ghost investigation when this happened and that she couldn't explain it either and thought it was super weird. I don't see anything paranormal about this video. It is creepy. I will give you that. It does look very scary. Her face looks like the girl in the Evil Stick. Remember the Evil Stick toy? She looks like that. But I'm pretty confident that this is just the angle and the lighting. It's a camera filming at night in the dark and they're all in the dark and then it's like up at an angle. So it's just like messing with the shadows on her face and stuff like that. Like her face goes back to the way it was by the end of the video. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just lighting and weird angles. I don't think that it was a witch or her being taken over by a demon. Yeah. So anyway, creepy video nonetheless. All right. Wow. That is going to do it for today. Very long video as it is. So can't wait to get deeper down into the deeper tiers of this iceberg though. I'm very excited for it. Just a quick reminder to please check out our sponsor Toon Blast. Really, really fun mobile game. I have been playing it quite a bit during my days. I love mobile games though. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Please also like the video just to help me out, help the channel out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much to all of my patrons on the screen right now. Top tiers are Colin Holmes, The Dick of Cards, Michelle Valdovinos, Tom L, Little Kittle Cat, Mitchell Schaefer-Meyer, Mike, Alice Paul, Brittany Phillips, Momo Neon, Marita144, Sage K, Elderly Hipster, The Puppy Hag, Rebecca Jackson, Toby, Carter, Kawakan Anime and Gaming Convention, Sarah the Crazy Fish Lady, Blood for the Koi, Maxie, Ellison Luna, Julietta, Tiny Mighty Bookworm, A Bunny apparently, Leon Vanek, Literally Lacey, Elliot Fink, I Am in Your Walls, Habromania, Cyberdog Investigations LLC, Vicky Cat, Amy B, Tickerch, Dead Without the E, Ball, Olivezilla, Chara, MH Dave, Ami, Lindsay R, Miss T, Ordinary Alpaca, Lou Raccoon, Shauna Smith, El Magnificoco, and our newest top tiers, Victor Schmiel, Laura Winter, Lilith, and Dana. Or Donna. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong.